That was weird. Hello. I changed all my cameras apparently, and it wasn't working out. So thanks for joining. Today we're building this Mordheim terrain. Why isn't it updating? All right, 1 second. All right, now we're working. Jeez, man. Oh, is it? No, the webcam's not working. Oh my gosh. All right. So this one's working, and this one's working. Wow. You know, credit to the people who do this all the time. This is not my forte, and it's taking some getting used to, so thanks for bearing with me. Now I'm gonna finally pull up the chat and hang out. All right. Okay. Hey, how's it going? I got some more air dry clay from Hobby Lobby. So we might be using it today. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm gonna transfer it over to my clay container. This is the only downside to buying it this way, is like, dude, it's bloody hot here too. It's here, let me look at the temperature. Well, right now it's not, maybe it's not as hot as I thought. It's only 84 right now, Fahrenheit. But it feels hotter. Well, it doesn't help that my car's air conditioning broke, so yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's not a contest. The whole world's hot, and yeah, it sucks all around. Welcome in, though. Nice to see you again, Neil. Yeah, so this air dry clay from Hobby Lobby, this much, was $4. So that's why I like getting this one. It's really nice to sculpt with. So, although if you're from the UK, you probably don't have a Hobby Lobby, so they have websites though. Maybe that's an option. Yeah, it's just air hardening clay. It's called high quality. I feel like the differentiation between high quality just means that it's not going to crack as much. So hopefully you can find something in your area. Oh my gosh, 98 in the middle of the night yeah, at least it kind of cools off at night here sometimes. But last year that we had, for like a month, the AC in our house died, and I'd never been more miserable. It was like 85 inside the house nonstop. It was awful. So yeah, hopefully you find some rest out there, or you can hide. I When our AC went out, we would steal the air conditioning from Target. We'd just go inside and walk around. That's the only way to survive. So yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, well, I've done a lot of 3D printing. I have, let's not spill that. I 3D printed a dragon eye that I found on Thingiverse with some 3D printed like resin supports. So I thought that was really cool. Kind of blows my mind that this works. But like, just look at how smooth the bottom, like this is the bottom of the print, and there's like some residue, but other than that, like, that's just incredible. I don't know. And then I also 3D printed this guy. I 3D printed him like eyeball down, and it turned out pretty cool. So we can put that some places. And then I 3D printed a bunch of ribs so that we can really do the Temple of Nurgle like inside a body. I kind of want it. My goal is to like make it look like the inside the whale from Pinocchio, you know, maybe with some eyeballs and other bones or something inside. So that's like the basic idea. So yeah, I have a bunch of ribs to put in. It should be pretty cool. Oh my gosh. That's no fun. I'm so sorry. Yeah, just a couple days ago, it was like, oh my gosh, like 108 or something, and I was I have a skin condition called aquagenic pruritus, which is like the Latin words just mean water cause pain. So if I sweat, I'm in agony. It's not fun. So yeah, it's just not fun. Yeah, I feel for you guys. That's just not. Yeah. All right. Yeah, yeah, so I'm gonna be gluing everything in with the gap filler, and this is plenty strong to keep the plastic down and glued down to the foam. So, uh, what my plan is to be able to use both sides. Like maybe this is like holding up a platform above it, and then I can cut this in half, and then I'll be able to use this side as well. And if I take off the supports, I can do that, but then I'd be only limited to, like, maybe it's not, like, these are pretty huge. So I almost have to like modify them a bit. So having the supports off is helpful. It's a good idea though. Like, I accidentally printed these out bigger than I thought, but it's always nice to have a little bit more material than less, so I'd rather it be bigger. All right. I listened back to the live stream yesterday, and the music couldn't be heard at all, so I upped it a little today. Hopefully that helps a bit. Okay, I'll just up it just a tad more. Because I spent all that time putting it in, I might as well use it. I'm glad I did that. It was just about to run out of time, so. All right. Okay, well, I think so. The way I found these files, I just looked up bones on Thingiverse. This isn't anything special. It's just like an anatomical model. I did import it into Tinkercad and flatten out one of the bottom just by just a little so that I would hold on to the bottom of the printer. But I mean, that was probably unnecessary. For these guys, to be able to put in resin supports for these, I imported it into Chitubox, and then I just did auto supports and then exported them and saved them with the supports on it, and then I just dragged and dropped it onto the Bamboo Labs stripping software, and then I added a bit of a raft to it so that it would stick to the build plate, just because I wanted it to succeed. And that was it. So pretty simple stuff. Like it's hard to like complain with results like this, honestly. It's kind of crazy. Like I did this really quickly on my at work, so I was able to print while I was at work, and that's always kind of nice. Saves me some time. It's got a bit of a bulb here that I don't need. I'd rather it fit just a bit more flush. So Yes, so I'm gonna do the organs with the spray foam too. Um, I think I would rather like I think eyeballs would look cool for Nurgle, and then I have some skeleton parts here from like Halloween. So I kind of think between all that, it should be plenty to kind of pull off the vibe. I don't have a ton of space to work with here, so I think I'd rather it be readable as like terrain and not like kind of hard to figure out. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I don't know. Because it's a 3D print, obviously it prints in layers. So I'm just trying to get in between some of these print layers and then like kind of ride the layer all the way around it, and then hopefully it should detach relatively nice. So got my fingernail a bit, so that was kind of lucky. Yikes. All right. Yeah, so that should look good. It's kind of monstrous, but maybe we put it like on the inside top of one of these peak. Oh, you can't see that. Duh. All right, maybe we could put it like here or something, like up here in the top part of this peak. Yeah, Dremel tools are, I own 2 of them, but then like a disc will shatter or something, and then I always forget to rebuy that type of stuff. So my ADD brain is like, you just use what you have. Tin snips usually get the job done, which is nice. But yeah, there are nicer, easier ways of doing things, but you got to plan ahead for those. All right. See, how did this dried pretty good. Okay. We got the rib bones here. Oh, those just shatter. All right. So I could kind of futz around and like wait and think it out, but that's not really who I am. So I think I'm gonna just kind of dive right in and try it. That's never gone wrong before, right? Hello. Alright, let's just try it. When you're using a can a lot, it helps to hold it upside down. Right, so this is pretty experimental. I'm just kind of trying this out. I don't know how well it's going to turn out. It's just kind of one of those things, so yeah, hopefully it does, but I mean, it is what it is. I think I'd rather be brave and try rather than like just not do it. So that's kind of just the game plan right now. Right? Honestly, that looks pretty good. When you're first using this, definitely use gloves. Like, that's not even an option. Like, I use this almost once a week, so I have a ton of experience with this material, and I'm pretty good at not touching it. So just like be smarter than me. So yeah, I mean, it's another one of those like do what I say, not what I do things. So yeah. Honestly, that looks pretty good. If it doesn't expand too much, and the longer I use a can, I think the less it expands. So that's, maybe I'm lying to myself a little there, but that's what I'm hoping. Get my dwarves out of the way. I need to prime these so I can paint them next week. How does this guy fit? That's kind of what I was thinking. I really like. I want this to look like guts, but just as a reminder, like paint is gonna go a long way with something like this. So, yeah, I mean, so go easy on yourself if you ever. I'm probably the only one ever to try this or do it, so I probably don't need to give you advice on how to do this. I don't know why I am, but that's just how I do things. So, but I just wouldn't. You can fix a lot with paint, and I think that's a good reminder for any project, not just this one. So, and that's coming from a mediocre painter. Like, yeah. I could probably plan better as far as like gameplay. This one is pretty aesthetic. Like this build is like gameplay is secondary. Like you want to put your guys in here just to say that you did. After all these details are in there, then you can kind of like cut away anything you want. Yeah. That's what I'll keep telling myself anyway. Wonder if I can just stick this guy in. See if I just put a skewer in here that's shorter than the width of this plus the pink foam. Okay. Oh, I have these Ramshackle Games figures too. So that's what happens when you don't have the can upside down. Right. This looks kind of cool. I didn't think it would turn out this cool. Huh. Wow. I should probably read what you guys are saying. Yeah. Yeah, I have, here. I have this eyeball right here. Maybe I could, like, have it dangling, like, as a bell. That's a cool idea. I like that idea. Like, it's like ringing. Yeah. Alright. Here, let me hot glue it, maybe. Oh. I gotta turn the hot glue gun on. Yeah, we're definitely in the belly of the beast. This is working out much better than I expected, and like so much faster. I should have probably thought it through a little more. This does take time to cure. Something to keep in mind is once that skin is formed, you gotta like tamp it out so that it doesn't like just balloon out of proportion. So yeah. I mean, this looks pretty good. Like this right here is a bell, or like, I don't know, just something. That's pretty grotesque. I like it a lot. I have 2 more ribs. Maybe I could have them going up the tower. Like this, like a proper rib cage. And I could hot glue this one. Just going in that opposite direction will kind of like break it up a little bit. I mean, hopefully this cures pretty fast. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But because I can't really do much until it cures, this stream might be kind of quick, which is good and bad. Like, it's good to have nice, fast results, but I want to hang out, so we might just hang out for a little bit. I don't know. All right. Oh no, it fell. Trigger got stuck. Stay. Stay. Just added a little bit of pressure on there, and that did a pretty good job of like making it stick. don't know. So the skin's forming pretty good. I'm actually liking how it's expanding. It's like kind of puffing around the bone, which kind of makes it feel like a little bit more like almost inflamed and like integrated. I didn't expect this to work so cool. For this eyeball, I'm gonna spray a little bit of foam on here, and then we'll tack it in with hot glue. So while this expands, it will hold on tighter and tighter. Hopefully, that's the theory. Stay. Stay. I look cool. Oh, I got one more rib. Here, let's just put one up here. All right. mean, so far so good. Hey, dude. I mean, I could make it interactive. I feel like thanks, dude. Yeah, it's pretty gross. Yeah, I could make the bell interactive, but you could also do that like metaphorically too. Like, it doesn't have to actually be movable to be interactive. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it anyway. All right, stop. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with this. Like, it looks really good. I was not expecting it to look okay. Like, I always expect the worst and hope for the best, and I definitely lucked out. So, let's see. I have a Ramshackle Games, like, sprue that I could put on. Yeah, let's do that. I got one more. I'm gonna be honest, this one isn't my favorite. Maybe you could, I don't know. Hey, welcome in. We're just doing the inside of this thing with some spray foam and 3D printed skeleton bits. So far, it's looking pretty good. I'm liking it. Like, way better than I thought it would. I was, when I pitched this idea, or when we kind of came up with it on stream, I was really afraid. But it's all right. It's not that bad, actually. I didn't know if I could pull it off, so here, let's do some here. And we can put this dude on this side. Yeah, this one is not made for playability. It's made for like the wow factor. I don't know. Once it's all kind of cured, I can kind of reevaluate things and like punch holes in walls. But it's kind of hard to know like how well something's gonna work. Um, Gameplay wise, and sometimes you want it to just look cool. So, yeah. Speaking of look cool, I should like try to force this foam through this grate. Yeah, that's good. If this ends up pulling out, I can always just super glue it back in, so it's not like the end of the world. Alright. Well, I mean, I could kind of mess around with this forever, but at some point I need to let it just kind of do its thing. So I think we'll hang out for a little bit while this is curing. Man. This turned out way better than I thought. Sorry, I'm just fixing the tripod because I had it leaning on the table so that you guys can get a closer look, but now it's too close. So. All right. Yeah, just a bit. Maybe a little too much, but I think it'll be all right. Yeah, in the front area where there are the floorboards, it's really like kind of leaking out, which is pretty cool, I think. Yeah. Man, I did this building and the one over here recently, and they just look so much better than the other buildings on this board, especially that central tower. And towers is something I get asked to do a lot of. So I think I might have to do a video redoing that tower, because it's just I didn't code it with Mod Podge. It's kind of decaying pretty fast. I'm talking about this tower right here, this tall one. And I could come up with probably a better shape too. So yeah. Yeah, it's Nurgle's blessing, Mike. No, I mean, it's whatever. So I don't technically have themes for my boards. I would say that I have a goal with my boards, like this board, I wanted to make a huge tavern on it, and the whole goal was to kind of, this was my first ever board, so I had to kind of work with what I had and try to problem solve some of the mistakes that I made. So that was kind of the goal for this board. This one, I had a better idea of what I was doing when I initially started it, so my goal was to make as dense of a city as I could, and not just dense, but like super tall. And then this one, I wanted to get as much square footage out of the board as possible. So creating the bridge, and the bridge was kind of like, I built this one in a week. This was my second board ever, so I didn't really know exactly what I was doing, to be honest. But the bridge was kind of the only goal that I had, and then to fill in the gaps with everything else was the rest of the goal. You could see like this section here, that really needs a building in my opinion. I don't really like the open area. And then this section here with the park, that needs some sort of shack. And this board, or this building isn't super playable, but it was like one of my first Mordheim builds ever. So, and like this whole board was kind of like my first Mordheim build ever, really. So nostalgia kind of keeps me from destroying that one entirely and starting again, but long term I'm gonna have to kind of rework this one, just like I did this one. So hopefully that kind of helps with your ideas. Yeah. The main focus for all of them is that they need to kind of commingle pretty well and neatly. So that's always something I have to keep in mind as well. I'm hoping this new edition doesn't throw it off too much. But the castle that we had in its place, this one kind of stuck out like a sore thumb a bit. And it wasn't really like you couldn't, like, there's not a ton of playable area here, and this has like twice the amount of playable area. So yeah, overall it's an upgrade for sure. Oh man, yikes. I am not looking forward to painting this. I can get a little queasy. So I kind of like, and I play this with my kids, so I kind of gotta go like the PG route a little bit, um, but still make it look kind of gross. So that's gonna be an interesting line to, or like spot on the fence to ride. I don't know. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not priming it inside at all. Um Typically what I do when I'm coating my boards with like primers or whatever is I go over everything with Mod Podge and black paint. That's pretty standard. Um Especially foam. That's really important. And then after that, the Mod Podge and black paint. Sorry, I'm saying Mod Podge. What I mean is PVA glue. I got a giant jug of Elmer's last school year, and I'm almost like halfway through it, I think, after a year. So it's worth an investment. And then after that, I spray everything with black spray paint, and anything I don't want black, I cover with aluminum foil. Aluminum foil is really good for masking because it kind of holds its shape a bit. Um, and it will kind of conform to anything, like any weird buildings, so that you don't spray that and ruin a paint job like right next to it. A lot of people suggested like poster boards for stuff like that, but I find that with aluminum foil, there's less risk of like snapping things off because you can just kind of like really stick it on in different ways. So yeah. Yeah, what I need to do is look at like reference photos because I want the bone to look like bone. Um, I want the flesh to look like flesh. So typically what I do with like wood and whatnot is I kind of tend to use desaturated tones, like with the wood, like anything that's wood here, I would paint this like a grayish blue. So for like flesh, I'd have to find like a color that kind of looks good next to that's available at the dollar store. That's something to keep in mind. So a cartoonish zombie color might look kind of good, like a gray, not well, like a greenish gray, like with a bunch of washes on it, might look pretty neat. So, but I mean, I was just kind of make it up as I'm in it. You know what we can do is we can shingle this board. I haven't done the shingles yet. So we could do that together. Where's my cork? Is that cork? It looks like it. Yeah. All right. Okay, so we're gonna do some shingles. All right. Shingles are really easy. There are a bunch of different ways to do it, especially here on YouTube, but on this channel we don't do any of them. I take self-adhesive cork, and I'm sure you guys already know this, but I take self-adhesive cork. I get this from the Dollar Tree, but I've also got it on sale at like Joann's or something for pretty cheap. And then I got tailoring scissors. These ones have like a scallop edge. They're like 7mm, I think. And then these ones are a zigzag edge. And this is like a 5mm. And then I like the zigzag edge better. I probably would like the scallop more if it wasn't as big. But once I saw the small size, it was kind of hard to like, I don't know. It just looks so much better. So, yeah. So then we're just going to cut this into rows. Like that. And then I tend to like to just take some clippers because they're shorter, and you can just cut on the inside of each zag. So like a zig and then a zag. You want to cut each shingle individually. So let's do these ones. These ones are new. This is just the fastest way of doing it. The first several times I had to build something in a week for a video, I did it individually, and it's just not the way to go. I admire Devs and Dice for having the patience to do this type of like tedious stuff, but it just isn't in me. I gotta find a way to automate it just a little bit. The cork has a really nice texture too, and then the self-adhesive part is the best part, because you just get to like take it and then peel it and then stick it on. Yeah, it's just super fast and it looks really cool. The cork is pretty thick too, which helps like make it look kind of like real. A lot of other, like if you use cereal board, it's pretty thin, so I think it looks good probably to scale, but it just doesn't like paint up as nice. The cork texture looks like a shingle, like you would see on modern day roofs, which I know it probably isn't like super authentic for medieval times, but when people expect certain textures for things, it helps to like not make sense sometimes. So yeah. Right. So I just kind of make a clump of shingles and then I just stick it right on. So for my job, I work with measurements a lot, and so I just kind of have to eyeball it. Or I just be like wasting a lot of time. So I know that I'm not maybe like perfectly straight, but I mean, you gotta picture someone making a house, and there's gonna be some give and take there. So just, you can't ruin a ruin. That's just my that's just my the way of thinking about it. So yeah. And I think I don't know how many videos I have on YouTube, but in more than half of them, I've cut shingles exactly like this. So the more you do it, the more you just get a feel for it. And I do this so much, so I had to, by necessity, come up with a fast way of doing it, which, yeah. Which I think benefits you guys too, because like, who wants to be doing this for like 8 hours? I don't. Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be my first shirt because I have other merch, but that's a good catchphrase. If that's news to you and you're interested, I on the website bonfire.com, you can find just look up Summon Lesser Maker merch. Bonfire, they print really good shirts, and so they're slightly more expensive than some other places, but for me it's worth the trade-off for you guys not to get something that looks like only lasts like 3 washes. I've definitely purchased shirts that like after the first wash you're like, I just wasted a bunch of money. So yeah, if you're looking for cool Mordheim adjacent designs, I hand draw all my stuff. Or Schnubbits from the Discord, he came out with he drew this miniature from my Skaven Nurgle warband, my corpse cart, and it's just amazing. His art is awesome. So and he was nice enough to just gift me that, which is just like yeah, super generous of him. So anyway, yeah, I don't intend to like, oh hey, speaking of yeah, I don't intend to like, this isn't me just selling you guys stuff. Like, I honestly just oh, I was talking about your art for this guy, and that it was on a t-shirt. So you speak of him and he comes. So yeah, so I'm not trying to sell you guys stuff really. I just have that so I can wear cool shirts while I make my videos. And yeah, so anyway, I'll move on. Shingles. Yeah, yeah, my wife will come in like halfway through a build and be like, because of the pink foam and the white like foam core, she'll always be like, is it a Barbie dream house or, and then I'll say something witty like, no, it's a Barbie nightmare house, and then she'll be like, oh, and then leave. So speaking of another merch idea. Barbie's nightmare. Alright. So that takes a while. But then you just kind of peel it all off. And then you just peel and stick it. Super large. No wonder it felt like so big today. I don't know. Alright. Now I can get closer and give you guys a better picture of it. 1 second. All right. Dude, this looks awesome. Oh my gosh. This is stupid. Oh my gosh. That worked out. Ugh. Yeah, Yeah, you don't have to draw this one, Schnubbits. I'll spare you from this one. All right. This. All right. Well, I don't know. What else should we do? I need some ideas. Yeah, let's turn this thing around maybe and take a look at what it looks like on the other side. Yeah, this thing just looks really cool. I'm as surprised as anyone. So, yeah, eventually I'll stop saying it, I promise, but not yet. I'm still kind of amazed that it worked out. Here. So we got some spots here. right. Well. Have a good one, Mike. Sorry I missed you leaving, but yeah. I'm still in disbelief that it worked. All right, I'm sure maybe you guys are tired of hearing that, but it hasn't. Yeah, that's weird. Wow. Well, I guess I could make more shingles, but after that, I gotta like prime it and stuff. That's the wrong shingles. Scissors. All right. See, what time is it? It's almost 4. At 4, I do have to end the stream for like errands I gotta run. So, but we can hang out till then. This just worked out so much better than I thought. Oh my gosh. Hey, welcome in. You didn't miss it. We obviously we did the foam stuff. No. So I don't like doing, well, I haven't really found success doing grout in my like foam areas. Usually what ends up happening is I end up just obscuring detail, and that always just kind of feels bad, like putting all this, like laying individual cobblestones, and then like I never end up wiping enough away, and that's like why did I spend all that time? Now it looks like one brick of foam or whatever texture it ends up looking like. So that's more of my limitation as far as like, because I haven't done it successfully, I don't want to do it usually, but yeah. So the short answer, no, I don't plan on doing it because I like the grooves of my stone and bricks to be there, so I don't do it. So another reason is I like the grout for my stone to be black, because it really just defines the shape a little bit more than a lighter color of grout. I paint my stone and stonework like as a limestone color, because it seems to just like the yellow tan colors just seem to take washes just a little bit better, and it's just a little bit more unique than some other how other people do it, which is just kind of my preference. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully that helps. Yeah, I've seen people do it like Dice Chatter. His looked good. I like his grout texture techniques. But it's also one of those things like I'm making a video every week usually, and grout is like one of the last steps that I do. So it's like, I've ruined a texture I worked so hard on right before the painting stage, and it just kind of feels bad. It feels bad. So yeah. And then I'm like, oh, well, now I have to paint something I don't like anymore and then still try to like make it look good. So yeah. Are you surprised, MG? Are you surprised? Come on. No, I'm just as surprised as you are. I'll do that daily reminder of like liking the stream and stuff. Just real quick. It helps out the stream a lot. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, feel free to ask any questions. Like, a lot of the times I explain what I'm doing, but I don't explain why. So, like, if you have any questions why or how, feel free to ask, because I don't mind answering. That's one of the benefits of doing this live. So, yeah. So I typically I used to just kind of cover all my roofs with shingles, like every inch of them, except for a couple, kind of like right here. But it takes a lot of time to do that. First off, and secondly, I think it looks kind of cool to like have them in clumps. And when I did this the first time, it was an accident. Like I just kind of was trying to rush and do it, but I really liked the look of it. So sometimes happy accidents happen, and that's kind of why I started doing it like this, like little like sections of shingles. I figure the ones that would stay on would be on really like they're using each other to hold on to the building as much as possible. So that's kind of the idea of like putting them in like little clumps. Oh my gosh. So gross. All right. And the self-adhesive cork is good, but it's not like a permanent adhesive. So the way I stick it down long term is when I'm doing the Mod Podge step, not Mod Podge, when I'm gluing everything down with PVA glue and black paint, I go over all the foam, and then I also go over the shingles on the roof as well, and that like sticks them all together and then sticks that to the roof, and that's they stick on really well. So occasionally it will peel up a bit, and then in that case I just super glue any rogue shingle or clump of shingles down. Usually it doesn't like peel off completely, it just like lifts like one edge, so I can just pack that edge down with some super glue, and that will do the trick. All right. Just a reminder, we're doing these live streams this week and next week because it's my 11th wedding anniversary. So there isn't going to be a video tomorrow because we streamed all week. And then next week, I'm going to start again on Monday, and we're going to stream all the way till Thursday. And I plan on priming the Dwarf Treasure Hunters we did on Monday, and that should be a good chunk of what we're doing. We're also going to finish this terrain build, and then I have my Nurgle Skaven that I want to finish painting as well. The oil paints I used finally dried, so it only took a month. And now I can finally start finishing those guys off. I'm going to a tournament in LA in August, so I want to be able to bring a new warband to kind of test something new out. So that should be kind of fun. Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's been a great 11 years. Yeah. And my wife does so much to help me out with this channel. She really deserves some alone time with me. It's been an amazing 3 years of weekly content, but YouTube just does not reward it. It's really disheartening. So I think once we get back to the regular schedule, I'm going to be alternating every week with a live stream and a video, so that every week there will be content, but it's not going to be like as much of a grind as it used to be. And I think with the Patreon, I'll be able to like give a little more updates behind the scenes and share with that. So because I always feel guilty, I never give enough, but I know they don't care. But I care, so yeah. Anyway, it's a weird situation to kind of find yourself in. So sorry, that was loud. I'm so sorry. All right. Well, you guys have any questions before we kind of wrap things up? I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna coat this with Mod Podge and spray paint it off camera so that next time we can paint it together. And that's the plan for Monday. Paint this thing, and then I'll also, while I'm priming that, I'll prime my Dwarf Treasure Hunters warband so that we can paint those when we're done. It usually doesn't take me that long to paint this stuff because I can't be bothered, honestly. But this one might be a little different. It might be an exception because we're kind of trying something new with like the gore and stuff. I don't know how that's gonna translate super well, so we'll see. we should, well, I don't want to glue a model on, but I should test to see how playable the terrain is a little. So let's do that. All right, so we got my dwarf treasure hunter, and that seems to fit pretty good. And then we got this second level. Alright, you can stand there. Oh, that's kind of nice. Alright. They can like kind of travel. They have windows in here, but they're not great. Up here, there's plenty of space for a couple models. All right, well, I mean, it's not the most practical terrain, but it's gonna look really cool. So I'll trade that off any day. It's aesthetic. Yeah. Any questions or comments or before we kind of head out? You too, dude. I hope you have a great weekend. This has been really fun hanging out with you guys. I have been really enjoying it. I didn't know I was missing out on you guys so much because usually I'm in here alone. But it's been really nice to hang out. I don't know if this is like going to be a permanent thing, but I do want to alternate kind of like what we're doing, and maybe while I'm filming we can kind of live stream too and hang out. I think I've learned from the tournament I did a couple weeks ago, like people are the thing you don't want to miss out on, and I don't know, maybe it's because I'm getting older, but maybe growing up a little bit, but I don't know. Going out of my comfort zone and kind of doing stuff like this has been beneficial for me personally. So, yeah. And there's no way I would have done this in a week by myself. So thanks for kind of backing me up and doing something stupid with me. Yeah, this was a fun experiment. I did not expect it to go so well. This is gonna be grody. Ugh. Well, if that's it, I think I'll leave you guys there. Kind of last call for questions or comments. This thing turned out really cool though. All right. Well, I think I'll let you guys have your weekend, and I hope you have a good one. See ya. If you're missing me tomorrow on the upload, feel free to check out the backlog. There are quite a few videos that, if you want a banger, here's a good video to look up. I think it maybe has like 300 views on it, and it was one of my favorite videos that never took off. It was a painting speed challenge on painting some goblins. I don't know how you would Google that. Should probably. Maybe that's why I didn't take off. All right. Well, yeah. Either way, go check out the backlog. There's probably too many videos to name that I like. So, yeah, should be fun. Thanks for joining me today. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. So, it's been the highlight of my week. It's been a stressful week. All right. I'll stop saying goodbye and actually leave. All right, I'm out of here. Have a good one. I'm thinking like zombie green. I have kids that I play with. I have kids. I play with my kids on these boards, so I don't want it to be super gory. But it's gotta like look good too, and like I don't know. It has to look good. So I'm trying to figure that out. But I'm thinking like a zombie, like green, kind of desaturated, cartoony a little, and then purples and like reds and stuff for washes, and that should be pretty good, I think. All right, have a good one. See you guys.